Is this stream starting soon screen you have?
It's Vivi from Final Fantasy, and a little chocobo.
I know. How did you set that up?
I stole it, and then I added the text, and then yeah,
Oh shit! I'll have to figure out how to do that.
that was pretty easy actually.
Still issue, Rangy.
Yeah. So how is everybody today? We watched a movie, a Christmas Halloween movie.
Yeah.
Oh, we're live.
Yeah,
Yes.
bro, you literally said, okay, go ahead, unmute the stream. Oh, we're live. What do you? What?
Look,
Huh?
Lulu. You know we have to be more tolerant with, them.
Bro.
Yeah, the monkeys aren't exactly known for their intelligence.
The monkey is smarter when he's drunk. What the fuck?
True.
Alright, anyways, I'm adding a goal. So 1 super chat. All the colors. Let's see, 3 hours. Share how you'll celebrate. We will call the monkey the N word. There we go. And start goal. Perfect. Yep. Alright.
Rip.
Hey, not my channel. I can cut it out.
First person to donate gets to see our channel fucking shadow banned off the
internet. Hey, your channel died.
Oh, my channel.
Iron edited out.
No.
You have to
re-upload this. You have to re-upload this.
Oh
with
wait,
the
no, that's
N-word
right.
In.
Oh damn. You know what? Actually, I'm a small enough channel. I might be able to get away with it though.
Maybe.
I mean, I am too. You're Lulu. You're the only monetized one here.
True. Yeah, you got me. Fuck.
Me and Rangy have nothing to lose. But yeah, it's the first time we watched something that was not
anime.
100.
Not really niche as well.
Yeah, not Zom 100 either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But speaking of Zom 100, I remember my South Park reference that I forgot to make last episode.
Oh, really?
When they were in the aquarium, it just dawned on me that I forgot to make this joke that like it was a bunch of Japanese people in the aquarium. One of the South Park episodes has a bunch of Japanese people go to the aquarium and go, "Fuck you, dolphins!" and then they kill all the dolphins because the Japanese like to go whaling. Yeah.
What? That's
good.
There was my South Park reference. Oh, but also later in that same episode, they go and kill the Miami Dolphins.
Oh my god.
Like I said, dolphins are assholes.
That's true, yeah.
But
yeah, you know they rape people, right?
Yeah. But Iron, since me and Rangi have seen the movie like a million times, and this is like kind of your first time, what did you think of the movie? Or at least your second time.
Yeah. As I say, I haven't seen this movie since I was a little kid. I didn't remember much of it. I remember the "What's This" and the Halloween song, obviously, because they're like iconic. I remember the broad strokes of the movie, but I kind of forgot how much personality the movie had, right? With all the little visual gags and all the
It's Tim Burton. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know, but even for a Tim Burton movie, I think it's got even more personality than normal, which is saying something because Tim Burton's got a lot of personality. Yeah. I think this might be his like most creative movie, I would say.
A lot of Burton films, I always feel like he's being reined in by somebody. Like, a good example I always bring up is Batman versus Batman Returns. Was it the second movie?
Yeah, Batman
Returns. Like a massive difference between the two.
I think he had a lot more free reign in the second one. It's a lot more of a Burton film.
I think that's why Burton loves Beetlejuice so much, is he can, with that movie, or I guess franchise now, since there's a second one, he can just do whatever the fuck he wants. Like, it could be as unhinged as he wants it to be.
Which I noticed he has a fondness for striped worms, because this movie had several, just like Beetlejuice did.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, true.
Stripes seems to be a common thing with it. with his. It's a kind of neat aesthetic thing. You don't really see stripes that much in a lot of movies.
Yeah, he loves stripes. Like Beetlejuice's costume is striped. Jack's costume is striped.
He also loves a lot of asymmetric designs. I've noticed that too a lot.
True.
Yeah.
Even his basic designs are pretty cool. Like the Boogeyman doesn't have a lot going on, but it's like it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does definitely work, and I think the way they do it with the bugs and stuff is like really creative and cool. Maybe that's
let's
good.
Before we start going the movie, let's pick everyone's favorite song. In the movie.
Yeah, what's this?
I've always been a fan of Poor Jack. I think Poor Jack is probably my favorite.
That's a really underrated one. Not many people like that one.
Yeah, well,
well, as their favorite.
I think this is the thing, because the way I see this film, and I don't know if this is the official like narrative around it, but the way I see it, one of the major themes of the film is kind of feeling tired of the position you are in the world. You're in the world, feeling tired of what you do every day. And there's a lot of ways that reflects into characters, and I think Poor Jack is the moment where Jack kind of realizes that he still is who he always was. He still is that guy. He still wants what he wanted before. It's kind of the end of his like midlife crisis.
Yeah.
And so it's very like narratively important.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, every song is narratively important, but I think that song is also thematically important, which is what you were going for there, right?
Yeah, and I don't know, the theme of the movie always like vibed with me. This kind of, because it's reflected in like multiple characters, even characters you don't expect in small ways.
Yeah.
But yeah. What about you guys?
Lulu, your turn.
Oh, what's this? I think it's just very very delightful and catchy song.
Something in the air. Yeah.
No, this is a podcast, guys.
I also love the there's a parody on YouTube where it's just him, but he's like, it's like the song, but it's someone voicing over it and he's just swearing. He's like, the fuck is this?
I think I've seen
like
this.
He's like calls the snow cum and shit. Like, it's just so stupid, but it's funny.
So mine is also what's this, but my second favorite to give a different answer is the Boogeyman song.
Yeah,
Boogie
song.
Oh, yeah,
for sure.
That's a very close second for me. I could switch that out with what's this, like just because I think what's this is catchier. But the Oogie Boogie song, the visuals are the best, I think, in the whole movie, with the neon lighting and the New Orleans like vibe, right? Like it's and the gambling angle. It's just a whole bunch of different cool stylistic choices come together in that song.
I think that song, because Oogie Boogie doesn't get as much screen time, because this is only an hour and 15-minute movie.
Yeah.
I
make use of the limited screen time he has.
Yeah, it is a lot of his characterization is in his song, and that's kind of it's one of those things where I'd absolutely have liked more time with him, but I'm happy we got the song at least.
I mean, I think this movie could have been a tad longer, right? It did leave me
5-10 minutes
wanting a bit more.
Maybe a little.
Yes, I'm saying I don't think this should have ever been like a 2-hour movie, but like maybe like hour and a half. Like I think you could have fit a couple more fun songs in there, flesh out a couple more side characters, maybe give like the mayor a song, right? Like stuff like that would have been fun.
Well, I the mayor is funny because there's a lot of jokes just made about him. He's literally a two-faced politician.
Yeah, I love that joke. He's so over dramatic though. Like when it's like Jack's gone, and he like falls down the stairs, and he's like, oh, like he's
This
just
is the
so
thing.
overdramatic.
I think I
It's like
posted one
how
of
am I
my
supposed to
favorite
run the
lines.
town? I'm just the elected official.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
I'm an elected official. I can't decide anything myself. That was
Yeah.
it.
This might be a hot take, but I thought I'm drawing a blank on her name. The female character was kind of just
Sally.
generic.
Sally.
Yeah.
I didn't think there was really much interesting about her. That might be a hot take. I just thought she was kind of like generic, nice girl. Like because
Yeah.
in a movie full of
There's a
wacky
bit more
characters,
going on
I
with
get
her.
she's the foil. No, I know there's
I
more going on, but I'm just saying.
now
I
I'm
think in
like,
comparison to the rest of the cast, she's kind of bland. I know that's intentional, but I think she's a
I
little too
think,
bland. I think
you know, this is a little off topic, but after watching Creature Commandos, I think
no
Sally should have
spoilers. I
been
haven't watched it
like,
yet.
no spoilers, but they have the bride, which is, you know, the bride of Frankenstein. I think Sally should have been like similar to how they that, which obviously I know
Mm.
that this was made, like Nightmare was made first, no shit, but
Well, I mean, the
I
Bride of
think
Frankenstein existed before
yeah,
this
yeah,
movie and
yeah. But I think they should have give her a more like, I don't know, sympathetic backstory, a more reason as to
I
why
mean,
she loves Jack.
she
Yeah,
had a
she
sympathetic
definitely
backstory,
does.
but I said her personality was lacking. Like she's just kind of like good girl.
Yeah,
Like
like
maybe like
yeah,
I mean,
she's like,
there's
I'm
a
a
couple cool
nice
quirks of her
goody
like
two
putting her
shoes.
father the sleep. Like, I guess you'd call her
Well,
father creator, whatever. Like
it's
Yeah.
that
weird.
was like an
Their
interesting
relation.
thing about her.
Yeah, their relationship is weird because he's like half her father and half her. I don't know.
Husband.
Well, that is kind
This-
of somewhat the implication, and I can actually go into that when we get into the theme a bit because she is one. Both she and the doctor both tie into the theme discussion as well.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, so I guess I can get into this now and knock it out. So there's multiple characters I think fall into this theme when it comes to the characters of not being happy with their circumstances in
Right.
life and being and with different sort of setups. So with Jack is the obvious one, you know. Jack is basically having a midlife crisis. He is the best at what he does, but he's
what he
almost
does isn't pretty.
tired. Well, yeah. Well, he's tired of doing the same thing over and over again. He's in a rut. That's what he feels like.
Yeah.
He's kind of in a midlife crisis. That's the idea. Sally is somebody who she wants to get out and she wants to pursue Jack. Really, that is like I think that's safe to say. But she doesn't quite have the confidence to do so. She's confident enough to get all the way up to the line, but she keeps shirking. She keeps like uh backing out, which is why she keeps drugging the doctor. That is the implication because she didn't approach Jack during the opening act during the song. Uh,
Yeah.
I did like that
the
running bit where she kept poisoning him and he kept falling for it. That was fun.
Well,
Yeah.
no, even he does actually take precautions where he's like, no, nothing's more suspicious than frog's breath.
Yeah, and he's like, "You drink it first," and then she pulls out the spoon with holes in it.
And he doesn't see
Yeah,
the holes in the spoon or the drink
Yeah.
dripping out. He's like,
well,
okay.
yeah. Uh, as far as the doctor goes, though, I feel like he kind of ties into this theme as well. He's the guy who's trying. He's not unhappy with his own position in the world, but he's unhappy with kind of the person he's stuck with.
I
You know,
mean,
basically his caretaker. And
Yeah.
he's trying to make her into what he wants, and eventually he does just make a new one
Yeah.
that is more in line with who he is. I think there is something there as far as the theme goes with that.
Yeah.
And then you have Oogie Boogie, who also ties into this theme, kind of, because Oogie Boogie is the guy who. One. Yeah. Well, a lot of the implication is Oogie Boogie is the guy who is living in somebody's shadow. He's in Jack's shadow. He wants to be the top dog. He wants to be.
Yeah, but as we see in the finale of the movie, he pales in comparison. Like Jack is that guy, and he just effortlessly beats him.
I love
that's a funny thing.
Yeah,
because Oogie Boogie has all of this like prep. He has all of these traps. He has all of this dangerous stuff. Jack beats him without anything, just as himself. What were you saying,
guy.
Lulu?
I was gonna say I love how he's acting all like tough shit, and he's like threatening Santa and Sally, and then Jack walks in and he's like shitting himself. He's like running away. He's like, no, wait. He's like terrified of Jack.
This is Jack's town.
Yeah.
It's implied, right, that Jack's the one who ran him out in the first place, right?
Oh, really? And then he came back?
No. He's on the outskirts of town by himself, right? And the rest of the
so
town
he was like, he was like exiled.
He's an outcast. Yes, exactly. That's it's never directly stated that, but it's enough there to imply Jack didn't like him, so he exiled him.
You can imply that this is not the first or even the second time they've clashed.
Yeah, but it will be the last because he killed him, right? Can you kill dead characters? I guess you can, right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
he burned all his bugs.
I don't think there was ever any sequel to this, so.
This is definitely a movie that never should have had a sequel, and I'm glad it didn't. But
I didn't need one. I think it had I think there was like a book that was like a canonical sequel to this movie.
Interesting. But yeah, I just don't know how the rules work exactly because they're not really the focus of the movie, right? Like, because they're obviously all undead in Halloween Town, but like, and Santa's obviously immortal, but like that's pretty standard. But I just don't know if you kill a dead person, do they like just respawn, right? Like I don't think so, right? They were all like, oh, Jack's dead. So.
Yeah, when they thought Jack was dead. But then Jack also survived that, so maybe it depends on how intact you are.
Yeah, because Sally obviously plays alive different roles, but she was created within that. That's another thing too. Like she was obviously created differently in that world than the rest of the characters, but like I don't know how the rest came to be either. But, like there's a lot of interesting lore questions that we'll never know the answers to.
I think this is one of those ones where it's probably better not to answer those questions because it distracts from the point of the movie. Yeah, the movie's very about thematics and character development rather than world building. Even though the world building's a lot of fun, like a very unique and lived-in world between Halloween Town and Christmas Town. Yeah, well, I think we can probably get into the story proper then.
Well, I think Lulu wanted to bring something
up. Yeah. So the sequel book is called "Long Live the Pumpkin Queen." It's about Sally, and apparently where it takes place is Dreamtown, which is not a place in the movie. It's just kind of like they made it up for the.
Yeah, because in the movie it's Christmas Town, Halloween Town, Valentine's Day Town, St. Patrick's Day Town, Easter Town, and Thanksgiving Town.
Thanksgiving Town, yeah.
So they got the Easter Bunny, yeah. Because there was 7 doors at the beginning of the movie, or 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6. Yeah, I mean those are really the biggest holidays with like mascots, if you will, right? Like you got
So I guess like in the book they go beyond holidays, they go into like other things.
Well, I mean the Guardians kind of did that too, right? Like they had the Sandman and the Nightmare guy. That's a movie that was really good in my opinion that flopped. Like that's one of those like movies could have had a cool sequel, but the movie underperformed.
Wait, what movie?
You know what movie I'm talking about? Guardians with like Santa, the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy, the Sandman, Jack Frost, and like the Nightmare dude. Have you ever seen it?
I've never seen that.
No.
I've never seen that movie. I know what you're
Damn.
talking about, but I've never seen it.
I guess we can add that one to the list. Pretty much every holiday character is in it, so we can just pick any holiday.
Rise of the Guardians?
I was gonna say next December.
Yes. We can do it for Easter too. The Easter Bunny's in it.
Oh, it's a DreamWorks movie. Oh.
Yeah, it was. It's
this looks
Like
familiar. I've just never watched it.
Like one of those cult classics
that
like
about
everyone likes, but like it didn't do well.
Right. I think I caught part of it on TV at one point, but I can't remember anything. I think Santa gets kidnapped or something, because it's always Santa getting kidnapped.
Always.
Yeah, that definitely happened in South Park at some point. There's a lot of Santa episodes.
Why can't Iron get kidnapped instead?
I know, right?
Don't worry, that won't be my South Park reference for the episode. I'll come up with a better one later.
Alright.
You have to compensate for 5 times the South Park references since you missed one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I did bring it up at the beginning of the stream, so there's that at least.
Yeah. Oh, before I started streaming, I think. Yeah.
Oh, what? We weren't live yet?
I don't know. When did you say it?
No, he did say it while we were live.
To reiterate, the Japanese.
Oh, the Zom 100 reference. Yeah. Gotcha.
Oh yeah, so yeah, the movie starts with the Halloween, all the worlds, right? The narrator talking about all the different holidays, and then it goes into Halloween Town. And then the most iconic song in the movie plays. This is Halloween.
Yeah, right. Yeah. This is one of those songs that, honestly, I think that the fact that it's played so much, it's so iconic that it almost tracks. Because I think everybody has heard this a million times.
Yeah.
Well, you know why? It's because there's only like 10 Halloween songs total. So like when Halloween comes around, they play the same 10 songs over and over again. It's like the Monster Mash.
Christmas is kind of the same.
Halloween. No, Christmas. There's dozens of Christmas songs. People just choose to listen to the same handful.
Yeah, but people always choose the same ones.
Yeah.
Because some are better than others. But like even so, there's a lot more options of Christmas songs than there is for Halloween songs.
I actually saw the joke the other day about, or not the other day, like last week, was it? It was sometime like right before it reached December. It's probably been like the 30th or whatever. The joke was about them defrosting Mariah Carey for
She does that, right? That's like her promotion, marketing stuff. Like she does that every year to get people like excited, air quotes.
Wait, do
what?
Yeah,
they places play that one fucking song from her.
Yeah, All I Want for Christmas Is You. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a good song. It's so overplayed that people hate it.
Don't worry, Iron. I don't want you for Christmas.
Aw.
Damn. Okay.
Fuck you, Rangi. I'm gonna put some coal in your stocking.
Oh no! What? No, wait. Why are you saying you want to? Why are you saying you want to fuck me? I said, why are you saying you wanted to fuck me? I just told you I didn't want you.
Your dog's getting cold too now. If you keep this up.
Good. Good. I wanted to do a barbecue.
You're not allowed to use propane. It's illegal.
Probably is.
Anyway,
to be honest.
Yeah, I caught myself this time though. I didn't dox you.
That's good. That's good. We'll beat you less severely.
We'll see.
This stream.
Anyway, so yeah, this is Halloween plays.
Yeah, this is Halloween
on the song other than it being overplayed.
I think it's I think the sequence itself is a really good introduction to a lot of the characters in Halloween Town.
Yeah,
especially Oogie Boogie Man as a silhouette on the moon. I really like that.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
I feel like it's one of those. Well, we have to include it, but we don't want him in town.
Yeah,
I think the fact that he doesn't like physically appear, there's something there, you know?
Yeah, it's a cool introduction to his character. 'Cause he's ultimately the only like real antagonist of the film, right? Like his minions are like semi-antagonist, and then
I'd almost argue
the
Jack is kind of the antagonist.
well, no, I mean that's antagonist doesn't mean bad guy. I mean the protagonist is the person you follow the story. So Jack is absolutely the protagonist.
I'm kidding. Yeah, but yeah. You get this sequence that's this very well choreographed for like a. This is stop motion, right? I know it's like claymation stuff.
Yeah, stop motion claymation. I love claymation a lot.
Yeah,
Like I mentioned earlier, my sister doesn't like it for some reason, but that's her loss. But
yeah,
just there's so much character in claymation because it's
yeah.
all literally handcrafted. So I think it's really cool.
Stop motion stuff in general is just really cool to see and really
I
hard
agree.
to do. There's a lot of work that goes into it, but especially with this movie, one of the things I like with the characters is there's so much detail to each of their designs.
Yeah.
Speaking of stop motion, you know what show started as stop motion?
Is it South Park?
No,
It is
no,
South
no.
Park. Yes, yeah. South Park started as stop motion. They actually make a joke about it in one of the Christmas specials, which is relevant because it's Christmas time. They have the characters voice themselves and make a production that looks like how like the first episode of South Park looks, or I think maybe the pilot, right? But yeah, so like in that episode, it shows like the earlier like shitty animation of stop motion paper drawings of the South Park characters, while the actual anime characters are like making the stop motion as a reference to how their origin started out as. It's pretty cool.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Why did they decide not to go with like stop motion?
Because it's
it takes a lot of effort and it takes a lot of
yeah.
time, probably.
Yeah, basically, once they had an actual budget, they're like, "Screw this, we're not doing this anymore." Because like they talked about how much it sucked because it's a lot of effort for very little results, right? Like it takes so long to do it this way. The only reason people ever do it this way is if they have more money than time, or sorry, more time than money, because it is cheaper than animation. Don't get me wrong; it's so much more time consuming that most of the time it's actually worth it just to spend more money.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But like I said, with this movie, this was a Disney movie, so they had the money. But I think that the claymation worked very well. It gives it. It's one of those things that this movie has a very unique style, and I don't think Burton. I think it's very Burton-esque too,
Oh, it's
and I
very
don't think.
screams Burton. Like I think this is the movie you point to like show Burton style.
Yeah. It's the most the Burton movie you'll ever see, other than maybe Beetlejuice.
Yeah. And I would say this one's probably more so because of you can do more with because every visual is handcrafted too, right? Whereas like Beetlejuice was shot on location. So like even though that he had a lot of creativity to play around with, this movie, every single like square inch was handcrafted by him just about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and one thing I really appreciate about this movie is there's no like recycled character models. There's no like generic character
they're all
models,
different.
and there's a lot of them too.
True.
Maybe a couple of the elves are, but that's about
I was
it.
gonna say maybe some of the elves and maybe some of the children.
Yeah, but all the Halloween Town characters are unique, which is cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of like unique looks to it, and yeah, we get even some of their kind of personalities too. Even though most of the Halloween Town characters don't like get significant amount of screen time, a lot of them are just kind of set dressing. But the mentality of Halloween Town does seem to be very like well established in this sequence too. And we get afterwards, Jack seems kind of unsatisfied with it. it's just another Halloween for him. He tries to be polite and cordial to everybody,
right?
but you can tell something is bothering him, and Sally, more importantly, can tell something is bothering him.
So, does he know who Sally is, like, before this?
He's at least aware of her enough that he's able to call her. Yeah, because he has her specifically make the Santa costume, so he's at least aware of her and that she can sew and stuff. How much he knows of her, uh, it feels like they're at best acquaintances, though.
Which is why I thought the end of the movie, even though it's like a nice shot and like thematically poignant, I don't really think they earned it with what was presented in the movie. Like they don't interact a whole lot, and there's not implied to be a lot of history between them. So I don't really know why Jack feels reciprocal. Like I understand why she likes him. Like he's like the celebrity of the town.
I think it's because Jack realized she likes him, and Jack's will kind of revitalized. He's like, "Oh, I'll take a chance on this."
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's. I don't think it can't work. It's just it just feels like
I
came
think
a
the
little bit out of
romance.
nowhere.
I think also the fact that the romance is very much tied to the theme and tied to Sally specifically's character journey is another factor
Yeah,
of
no,
that.
from Sally's side, it definitely works. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm just saying from Jack's side, it just kind of seems like he's just like, I'll try, I'll see where this goes. Which I guess good character for him. I mean, like, it's just Jack didn't really think about her the entire movie until the very end, where she thought about him the whole movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the thing with that is that Jack, because the first half Jack is like, oh well, basically he's in a rut and he's just kind of bored with everything, and then the second half he's so obsessed with this new thing, the Christmas stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
when he was reading a scientific method, that had me geeking when he was trying to figure it out scientifically.
That was
like,
really funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jack goes off, basically wanders off on his own, in a very like dramatic way that I really appreciate, because I feel like this is something that somebody's who's in his position where it's like you've been doing this, you have this job that you're really good at, but you've been at the top for so long and you've been doing the same thing year after year, and just you're bored, you're tired of it. You know,
Yeah.
I definitely could empathize with Jack on that, because like you just want something new to happen, especially because that culminates in the "What's This" song. But
it's funny that we had back-to-back stories that revolved around getting burnt out from work. Just one from the being a oppressive workplace, and then this one he's just too good at it that he misses the challenge, right? So it's like two different ways to explore that same theme.
Well, he not only the challenge, but he's kind of lost his passion for it, because like, what's the point of being passionate about it if it's as easy as it is, if it comes as naturally to him as it seems to? And also, just when you've been doing it this long, and like I said, it does feel like it's very much a midlife crisis. And the song in this section in the graveyard, I also think is really, really good.
It's like a very Shakespearean soliloquy monologue.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Because that's something that Jack is good at, and the voice actor they chose for Jack is very, very good for it.
Yeah, he's like a B-list actor, right? The actor who plays him.
I can't remember who it is. I don't pay attention to.
Here, let me look it up.
I think it's Danny Elfman, but I'm not. Oh no, it's Chris Sarandon. Danny Elfman is something else, and someone is involved.
Oh, Danny Elfman's Jack. Danny Elfman's Jack.
No, Wikipedia says Jack is voiced by Chris Sarandon.
IMDb says Danny Elfman.
Oh. Okay, well maybe this Wikipedia summary is
I see. Danny
Danny
Elfman
Elfman
was the
provided
singing
Jack's
voice.
singing voice.
Yes, and then Chris Sarandon was the speaking voice. That's weird. It's not. You
I
don't see
didn't
it
even
often,
realize
whereas
that
the
they
main
were
character
different
has a
voices.
different. Yeah, they did that really well. I didn't realize it was two different people either.
Yeah, I didn't realize that either. But that's really good on them that we couldn't tell. That Lulu, could you tell?
What?
Those two different voices.
So the actor singing is different from the actor speaking for Jack.
I don't know. Like,
I don't know if you noticed it was two different people.
I feel like in What's This, you can kind of tell, but in the other songs where it's kind of like a monologue singing, it's like you can't really tell.
Yeah, no. Either way, very good at both are very good at their job. So. Yeah, but yeah, it's Jack very clearly, he's doing this soliloquy about how, he's done all of this stuff. He's known throughout the land. I think he says, a man in Kentucky knows him as Mr. Unlucky, and he's known throughout England and France. It's just like this very. It's kind of just specifically saying he's very well renowned and he's very good at what he does.
Yeah.
He is, like I said, he's the top of the game as far as what he does, and he's bored with it. That's the thing. He's like, there's something missing. And I think part of it is the challenge, but I think a lot of it is the passion.
Yeah.
For him. Like, you can only do the same thing over and over and over again, even if it's something you're passionate about for so long. But, like, I hung before it is going to get a bit tiring. You're going to want to break. You're going to want to try new things. And I think that's the big thing with this whole sequence is it's just Jack's like wandering and thinking about this, and it's tearing him apart because he's the only one around too that seems to think this way. Seems to be thinking about this.
Yeah, because
one
like
thing
everyone
I did.
else.
Go on.
Everyone else is. Yeah, it's Halloween. Like we do this every year. Come on, Jack. The fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
and
everyone's
he's like alone and not wanting to do.
Well, no offense to the town, it seems like most of the people there are retarded. Like they seem to be the brightest people
and
in the world.
Citizens.
I'm gonna step away real quick just to take the dog outside.
One thing I was gonna say, Lulu, was, do you think it's a little odd that none of the holiday towns ever discovered that the other holiday towns existed? I thought that was a bit strange.
I felt like it was implied that. Oh wait, never mind. I was implied that Santa knew about the other towns, but no, he seemed pretty surprised.
What in the insane asylum is this place? Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting that like somehow none of the holiday towns ever discovered the other holiday towns when they all have portals that lead to each other's towns.
Yeah, I feel like that's a little plot convenient, but it's a kids movie.
Yeah, it's a valid criticism of the film, but at the same time, it doesn't lessen my opinion of the film.
Yeah,
like just because there are criticisms of the film, like it's just because I think that people. Sorry, you can go.
I was gonna say it's kind of like I never noticed that, but who really cares, honestly? Like that kind of thing.
I think with stuff like this, right, is more of like I don't believe you, but at the same time it doesn't really affect the story, so it's not an issue. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like I don't buy it, but whatever, I'm willing to
yeah
look past it.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's it, for me, like stuff that should have been established in the past isn't as much of an issue for me as it is because some people do take issue with that kind of stuff, but like
Right.
that would have impeded the story they were trying to tell. It's really, I mean, with all the other crazy stuff going on, I'm okay to look past it. Like it's not going to lessen my opinion of the film.
Yeah.
I just thought it was. But how far did he walk to those trees? Right, it was like what a night's walk.
Yeah, pretty far.
Yeah, so
Like
that
way out
helps
there.
explain it a little bit. But
Yeah.
the fact that they're all immortal, I guess they literally live such NPC lives that they never do anything different enough to discover
Yeah.
what's effectively like a day's walk down the road. But
Yeah.
like I said, um, so then he walks into the trees on accident while he just kind of deep in his thoughts, right? I mean, we all kind of do that from time to time, right? Just like driving or walking, just like you get lost in your thoughts, and like where the hell am I, kind of thing. That's what he does.
Yep. Yeah.
And then he gets sucked into Christmas Town, which prompts the best song of the movie.
Yep.
So what I mean, there's a lot of reasons why, but why is it your favorite song?
I don't know. I think it's just the most it well, like I mean basically what I said earlier, it's the catchiest and I don't know, it's just very like whimsical and also nostalgic. Like it's like the most nostalgic song out of all of them, I feel like. Um and I don't know,
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree with all that. It's just I think
I'm
there's the
back just in time.
Yeah.
the juxtaposition of like it's because there's a lot of cool juxtaposition in this movie, but it's like the first example of it, and it's like I think the best, oh, second best example of the clashing between Halloween and Christmas, right? Like here's this
Yeah.
the figurehead of the Halloween town in this like new world for the first time, and he's like overwhelmed by the new experience, and he's just taking it all in, and just like, what's this? What's this? And he's just getting all excited by every little thing. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got a couple of comments on both the holiday doors because you guys were talking about that while I was downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And also just the song in general thematically, I think is very important.
Oh yeah.
So the holiday, Santa seemed aware that other holidays existed and the other holiday worlds existed.
But he's never. I guess he's just didn't know
He's
what
never
they were actually
been.
like.
Yeah.
So I think Santa actually ties into the theme too. Santa is kind of the reverse of Jack. Santa's the guy who's been doing what he does forever, but he's happy with it.
Yeah.
He's entirely.
Well, he got the better end of the stick, in my opinion.
Well, this is the thing though, because Jack's whole thing is in his nature. You know, even when he's doing the Christmas stuff, he has a very big aura of creepiness to him.
Right.
So yeah. I do think it's
when he's trying to come off as friendly, but he's just naturally scary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, even to the point where he even frames stuff in a bit of a scary way when explaining it to the town. But yeah, with what's this? Yeah, it's him being like overloaded with new experiences, and also this is what he was looking for. This is something entirely different, and I've seen people go through like when they get into a hobby as like a phase, and that's exactly what Jack is doing. You know?
Yeah.
Like
this
he's
is his
just
bird watching
obsessed with
phase.
it. Yeah, basically. This is
like becoming obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his like autistic hobby for the month. Like he's just like reading up on every single Christmas book. He's like making Christmas action figures in his room.
Yeah, because this is just so different from what he does. There's similarities, obviously. It's a holiday. It's another holiday. It's got its own theming.
Which
but another thing
I feel like he would get that. Yeah.
Oh, Go ahead.
I was gonna say which because we were talking about going down rabbit holes. I was gonna say which Warhammer faction do you think Jack would pick? You got that as a hobby.
So it depends. Are you talking Warhammer 40K or are you talking Warhammer?
Yes, Warhammer 40K. I don't know the difference. I just know
Okay,
you're into
so
it a bit.
Warhammer, original Warhammer was a fantasy universe. They kind of killed off the universe to bring in a different universe that isn't nearly as popular. But 40K, I assume you mean 40K.
Yeah,
oh,
I guess.
We figured out what Rangi's monthly autistic obsession is.
No, this
40K.
is more. This is years.
Oh, okay. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
This was my autistic obsession years ago. The only thing I don't do is actually play with the miniatures.
Oh, gotcha.
I think. So I think probably either Night Lord or generally Demons of Chaos. I don't think he would choose a I think he. The thing with Chaos is that I feel like every flavor of Chaos kind of fits Jack in a different way. So he would just be Chaos Cultist,
yeah,
probably.
Okay.
Outside of that, Night Lords. Night Lords. If you wanted to
Do you
go,
remember what your original point was?
Oh yeah. Shit. Basically, yeah, he's
Yeah.
overloaded with new experiences, new, and it's just an entirely different vibe for him. And one of the other things I find interesting is when we cut back to Halloween Town, they're basically self-destructing. It's been 3 days, or it's not even been 3 days. It's been a day without Jack.
It's been 1 day. Like sound the
Because
alarm.
he's the only one who's not a retard in
town. We only have 300 and we only have 364 days till the next Halloween.
Yeah, it is funny that it's literally a bot lobby with that all just like doesn't know how to function when the player's not in the room. Like like badly video games that like AI doesn't interact with each other well, like Star Wars Outlaws. Like if you just let the AI fight each other, they're just gonna like not hit each other because they're not really programmed to do that. They need the player to come back.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm trying to look for the line because it said it. Jack, please. I'm only an elected official. I can't make decisions by myself.
Yeah, I like that
from
line.
The mayor.
That's so good.
Yeah, we had a joke about that earlier, but yeah, that's a great line. So then Jack comes back with the sack of Christmas stuff, right? That's what comes next.
Yeah, and he's like eager to like explain his new autistic hobby to like all of his friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, he calls it town meeting.
Yeah, as one would with an session, they tell everyone about it.
Yes, they absolutely do.
Anyways, Rangi, do you want me to tell you the complete full lore of every faction in Fallout 4? Only take like 4 hours.
You know what? Let's do it.
Alright, anyways.
There's now a Fallout lore stream. Nah, though. Honestly, it's weirdly identifiable. The whole like it being his like autistic hobby for the month.
I will say, not only is Jack like extremely lovable character, he's just like very relatable, even though he's skeleton. He's just written to be relatable.
Yeah, I think everybody's had that
for real.
Literally me for real.
I think everybody's experienced burnout of some form, whether it's from a hobby or like
from anything,
a job or just your interest, where you don't hate the thing, but you're just like, I do this every day.
Yeah.
Lulu on the second stream had burnout from water. Why didn't do it?
Yeah.
uh,
But yeah,
yes.
with Jack, what's interesting too is when we get to Jack explaining Christmas, and it's just like the really funny thing is the way he explains it is very like creepy and like almost like Halloween-esque way of describing Christmas.
Yeah.
Now, do you think he was doing that to relate to them, or do you think it's just how he thought about it?
No, I think that's how he thinks about it.
Yeah, I think that's how he yeah, I agree.
Because when we got cut to his room later, he's like trying to think on how he can better explain it to people.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, because he doesn't really
so he was
understand
in the
himself.
moment.
That's why he's
Yeah.
reading a scientific method to try and figure it out. Him doing experiments to figure out what makes Christmas Christmas was like a funny couple of minutes. There wasn't a lot of
Yeah.
talking during those couple of minutes. There was just a lot of visual gags.
Right.
Yeah.
Like him
Yeah.
crushing the thing with the microscope and then like breaking the ornament into like the chemical vat or
Yeah. Well,
blast.
we
Think about that.
we do also get another scene with Sally and the doctor, and this is another one of those scenes where I did. So when it comes to Sally and the doctor, like I said, I think that it's commonly missed theme of it. The fact that the doctor just wants Sally to be basically the doctor wants to Sally to be someone she's not. You know, Sally wants to like go out. She doesn't want to just be his caretaker or whatever.
Yeah,
And
she's
this is
young and
where
hip and wants to go out and party.
yeah, this is where the relationship between them feels more parent and child rather than.
But he also he called it a phase, which was funny, which is relates to the theme, right? Because he's calling her thing a phase, which and then you cut later to Jack, which his whole thing in this movie is just a phase.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going through his. It's like somebody the reverse of him going through his goth phase.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's
Yeah, he's
perpetually
going
goth.
into
He's trying to be normal for a month.
yeah,
And he's not very good with it.
trying to go
Yeah, but
back to his like wholesome white girl.
I said I do love the town is just absolutely useless without Jack. And they're also going through extreme methods to like find him. They've like checked everywhere. They're talking.
Even
They
behind the
actually
Cyclops' eye.
no. Has anyone thought to dredge the lake? We did that this morning.
But who's was there a Cyclops in the movie? Because they talked
No.
about checking
That was
behind his
one of the
eye. I didn't see a
vampires.
Cyclops in there.
That was one of the vampires that takes out their own eye.
Yeah.
Oh, but I thought they said Cyclops.
Yeah, so the vampire says that he checked behind the Cyclops' eye and he couldn't find him. And the vampire also took out his own eye at the same time.
Also, I like the gag with the vampires always had the umbrellas during daytime. That was fun.
Yeah.
But so he does the town meeting, and then he does the experiments. What happens next? Is it when he gives everyone their roles? That's what's next, right?
Well, also another thing with the Sally stuff is Sally did sneak out again during the town meeting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's when we're talking about when she did the soup ladle with the holes in it, and he didn't notice, and then he drank it anyway, and then he passed out.
Yeah,
That was like the last
It
time
is
she got him.
interesting because Jack knows something is missing with his face. He knows there's something off. That's the interesting thing. He knows something's off. He knows he's not quite getting it, but he doesn't understand what exactly it is.
Yeah, because he likes the idea of it, but he doesn't understand it, and I think him at the end of the movie kind of realizing what he was doing wrong, right? Like this isn't his show. Like he's got his own thing. He's good at it. He should appreciate what he's got. Like, kind of thing.
Yeah, he should appreciate what he's got, play to his strength, and he doesn't really want this anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
it all blew up in his face, literally blew up in his face. I completely forgot that the military shoots him down in this movie, like,
No,
I had 0 memory
yeah,
of that. I'm like, "Oh
it
my god, they're literally shooting him out of the sky." That was cracking me up.
but yeah,
But,
yeah, after the town meeting, Jack shows up at the professor's office, borrows equipment, and then we get the all the visual gags with him doing the science and he's trying to basically break down what Christmas is.
yeah, and like
on a
in
scientific level.
yeah, yeah.
He's literally trying to do an equation to solve Christmas. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
and well,
it's like trying
the
to
other
find the meaning of
interesting
life,
thing
and then you
about this
figure
is
out it's really true.
all of these little experiments end up being very like creepy in like a Halloweeny way when he does them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's the interesting thing about it. Because like, well, it's Jack's nature. It's Jack's strength to be the creepy Halloween guy. And that's also just who Jack is. Like I said, that is what Jack actually wants. It feels like Jack's thing is he was just looking for something to challenge it. He wanted to fully engage with things. That's what he actually wanted. He wanted to stop he was sick of just doing the bare minimum to succeed. And he kind
Yeah.
of reignites his passion is the whole thing. But yeah, Sally sneaks out of the laboratory again. And this is where I do think it's another thing of Sally is not necessarily just satisfied with just basically just serving the professor. It's very clear, and the professor is very annoyed because Sally keeps sneaking out. She keeps doing all of this stuff, and from the professor's perspective, he just wants somebody who is what he's trying to mold Sally into what he wants.
Yeah.
And it's
Where are we
not
at right now?
working. We are at, if you want the actual movie timestamp, I can give it to you. It's about the 30-minute mark. But we're at him. He fully when he's fully writing out an equation to try and quantify Christmas.
Yeah, and then he has like a eureka moment after all the experiments when he sees the picture of himself, and then he like envisions him in the Santa Claus outfit.
Yeah, well, the interesting thing about his eureka moment was like, maybe I'm overcomplicating things. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
just not quite understanding, but
Mhm.
it's more simple than I'm treating it.
It's not that deep, bro.
Which he actually is right about that. Like which is funny. Like he stumbles on the right answer in the wrong way, which I thought was fun.
Yeah, this is why
Like there is not
this is
that much to Christmas. It's just a holiday about like spending time with friends and family, and like it's like a lot of little things that mean a lot, but they're not complicated, right? He
well,
doesn't get what makes the holiday special, but what makes the holiday special is pretty simple.
it's more like he
Right.
comes up with the right way to find the wrong conclusion because his
Yeah.
conclusion is that it's a Santa Claus uh dressed up that way. It's just basically his conclusion is the aesthetics of the thing.
Isn't that what I said?
No, actually, it's kind of the opposite. Because what you said was that he came to the right conclusion in the wrong way. My conclusion
No,
is
no, no. I'm
he
talking about
can't. He yeah.
no, I was talking about the Christmas actually is a simple holiday, right? That
Well,
is
yeah.
the
So it
correct.
is. That's the correct reading. But the reading he comes up with is that's the aesthetics of the thing rather than what the thing actually is, the feelings of the thing. You know,
I think we're both
like
right. We're just looking at different
yeah.
parts of the yeah, the whole.
Well,
And
his
then
conclusion becomes like it's just these things that happen during Christmas, like Santa Claus delivering the presents, and he actually
Yeah,
comes
that
to the
was my
conclusion. This is the interesting. He comes to the conclusion, I can improve upon Christmas.
Yeah, like I can
well,
make
yeah. I
Christmas
mean, he's
better. Yeah.
because he's
Yeah, I
that
thought
guy,
that was
right? Like
interesting.
everything he does is better than everyone else around him. So why would he not have an ego, right?
Yeah, kind
Yeah,
of. To some extent, yeah.
but also not only that, just in general, he is the best at what he does, and he's not challenged at all. Like the only person who can come close to challenging him is Oogie Boogie, and he's easily able to beat him.
Yeah, Oogie Boogie wants to be him, but because he
Yeah,
wants to be that guy, but Jack is that guy. He will always be that guy, and Jack realizes that's okay, right? Like he can stay in his lane because he's perfect the way he is. Like, uh,
Yeah.
it's like it's a message that a lot of modern movies try to do but fail to do so, right? Like that, like they were who they were need to be the whole time, right? Like it's you can do that. I don't like the idea that you can't do that message. It's just you got to build it up right. And a lot of people miss the point of what makes those stories special. Like Captain
yeah.
Marvel is an example of how not to
Right.
do that.
Oh, yeah. So the funny thing about it is the message kind of comes down to be yourself, but it's also
Hmm.
like be yourself even when realize that it feels more like it's yourself even when you aren't satisfied with yourself. Look at what is it that is actually challenging you? Is it that you're looking for something different, or is it that you're just not applying yourself to the things you actually like?
I think
Yeah.
another aspect of it is like realize what you mean to people, right? Like he takes it for granted that he basically is the glue that holds this whole town together, right? Like they literally cannot function without him, and I think he takes it for granted that how important he is to these people, right? He
Well,
just I don't
the townspeople as a whole, I think, have a collective character to them too, where they don't
Mhm,
quite get this new obsession he has. They don't quite get his new hobby, and in fact, they are kind of worried for him, but they're also
mhm.
willing to just engage in it because they're just kind
They're
of like,
He's
they're
their hero.
very
So,
they're very supportive of whatever he wants to do, which is the
yeah,
most important
mhm,
thing, I think.
yeah,
yeah.
they're willing to support him because they're like, oh, well, Jack's on this new kick. We'll support him. We don't really quite get it, but and they're even like, oh, Jack's been up there, thinking about this
Mhm.
stuff for a while. Is he okay?
Yeah, and the only person who pushes back against it at all is Sally.
Yeah, which
Right.
I do actually, and I think a lot of that is because Sally's the only one who sees who the idea is Sally's the only one who really fully sees who Jack is. I feel like Sally even understands where he's coming
But
from.
he also understands to a degree why Christmas is special the way it is, right? Like she's not familiar with this holiday, but I think she kind of gets it, right? Like
Oh.
as soon as she experiences it, she's like, "This is not how we're doing it. It's not how you're supposed to do it," kind of thing. She
Yeah,
keeps
yeah.
saying this is all wrong.
Well, she also does get the premonition with the flower that turns into a Christmas tree and then sets on fire.
She gets a premonition about a burning bush. That's what did Tim Burton mean by this?
Mm, mm.
Good old Catholic joke for you there.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess it would actually be more of a Jewish joke because that's the Old Testament. But
Right.
You see,
getting
I
back
don't
to
get
the
it.
what?
I said, you see, I don't get it. So,
Oh, you don't? Did you not get it?
I'm not religious, so.
Well, I mean, have you ever seen Prince of Egypt?
No, actually, I was planning to review it January, but the guy I was gonna review it with, is busy, so I'm gonna
Mm,
reschedule that. But I've never seen Prince of Egypt.
okay.
I am.
Well, you would have been familiar with this reference as well if you saw that. But I'm just surprised because burning bush is like a pretty common cultural understanding,
It,
right? Like even for
it's
people
a
who are not
very ominous
religious.
omen. I think no matter where you go, it's an ominous omen.
Yeah.
Um, I guess you could take that read into it. Anyway, we're getting off track. Where were we? Um, oh yes, Sally is gets the premonition.
Yeah, and I think this is really when she realizes, like, oh, are we sure? This is the point where she goes from just being supportive of Jack to being like, are we sure this is a good idea?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the next like thing that happens is he's tasking everyone with their like responsibilities, right?
Yeah. The
And that's when we meet
vampire.
the three little
Yeah, they hand
kids.
off the dolls to the different toys to different people in the town to like improve on, and he asks the doctor to make him the reindeer.
That's pretty important as well.
Oh, and he asks. You also get. I think this is the first appearance of Lock, Stock, and Barrel too.
Yeah, that's what I said. You meet the three kids for the first time.
Yep, and
They're a lot of fun. I enjoy those
they are.
characters.
Well,
They're
it's
little
funny because
rascals.
they are literally the personification of those little shits that fucking
Mm-hmm.
TP'd my
That
house or whatever.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if either of you saw my message in the group chat, but I said in Kingdom Hearts, like Oogie Boogie's the final boss in Halloween Town World or whatever, or Nightmare Before
Mm-hmm.
Christmas World. A Lock, Stock, and Barrel are like a mini boss, and you just like beat the fucking shit out of those little kids, and it's like it's so funny, just like literally beating them up like literal children.
They deserve
Yep,
it. They're little
They deserve
shitheads.
it.
they
Yeah,
do
yeah.
actually deserve it, and actually, one of the upcoming songs shows just how much they deserve it. But
Oh,
also,
that's my third favorite song in the movie. The
yeah.
the Kidnap Santa Claus.
But
Yeah,
the
good
other
one.
interesting thing is that they are these little shits are fucking turncoats too. They will just sell out anyone to anyone.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
they betrayed Jack and Oogie Boogie like in the same
yeah,
like movie. It's like
Yep.
they just ping pong the whoever's on top.
But yeah, also just in general though, what I found particularly interesting is that shit, wait, hold on, I lost my thought.
Gotta go catch it.
Yeah, I had a specific like thought that I was holding on to for a while
Did
about
you leave
Lock,
your
Stock, and
refrigerator
Barrel.
on?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you left it running.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm not gonna make that shitty joke a second time.
Oh, this is something that's interesting. Yeah, they're turncoat. They're very clearly like turncoats, but they
Mhm.
also seem to just be excited for whoever like lets them do some mischief.
Yeah, which is why they
yeah,
normally align with Oogie Boogie because he's like the most out there character, right? The most chaotic. So
Well, this is
they're
also the
attracted to the
first time
chaoticness of things.
we get Oogie Boogie mentioned, because Jack's immediate thing when he's talking to because he says they're the best trick or treaters, and he also says, yeah, you need to promise that you're not going to tell this to anyone, especially Oogie Boogie.
Well, the mayor name drops him before Jack
Yeah,
does. He goes,
yeah,
"Oh my God, the Oogie
Boogie's
Boogie's
boys.
boys." Yeah.
Which, by the way, does that mean all of them are boys?
No, the one's a girl. He just like no use guys like when there's like guys and girls. Like two of the three were boys, so he called them boys.
Yeah. That I guess it's one of those things though where these are like characters, but they're also just like the most malicious little shits you have. Like I remember my point. Their song is just like pure malice. Really,
Mhm.
you hear like what
yeah,
they're talking about doing, and it's like, oh, throw him in the ocean to see if he floats and
Mhm.
bury him for 90 years and see if he speaks after.
It's a fun
Like
song.
it is a fun song, but this is the personification of malicious
like
little shits.
How the whole song is them trying to figure out how they can torture Santa to death, basically.
And
I like
you
how
know
they
what's
say
funny
Santa
too?
Claus, Santa Claus.
The funny thing too is that when they come back, they went to the wrong holiday, so they just fucking trauma. You imagine the trauma they do on the Easter Bunny. And another thing, one of their lines mentioned is that, like, basically if they don't do this, Jack is gonna beat them black and green. Like I never picked up on that line until this viewing, so that was
Jack's
the
hands
other
are ready
thing I
to
was
eat for
trying to
everyone.
yes.
He does not discriminate.
Well, you also have to ask,
Boy, girl,
do
child,
these kids actually age? Like, because
I
everybody
don't
in
know.
Halloween Town has been doing this for a long, long time.
Yeah, the only one who's implied to be somewhat like new to the world is Sally, right? Because she was created somewhat recently by her creator.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, because like when you were gone, me and Lulu were talking about this, but she's like the only one who's implied to be created in a different way. Like, I guess everyone else just kind of spawned in by like some kind of magic or something, where she was actually built by like a mad scientist within this magic world. So
right.
I don't know how that works differently. It's kind of just like, doesn't really matter, but it's kind of cool.
So the line I was talking about is you're so stupid. Wait, it's like you're so stupid, don't you? Or yeah, it's you're so stupid. It can't you. I'm trying to pause at the right line. Oh, you're so stupid. Think now. If we blow him up to smithereens, we may lose some pieces, and then Jack will beat us black and green.
Yeah, that's a good line.
Yeah, which I think that's the funny thing about these like mischievous little shits. First of all, they're obviously bootlickers. So they seem to prefer Oogie Boogie, but I think that's because Oogie Boogie is Oogie Boogie is essentially the unchecked sort of mischief of Halloween. While I think Jack is more of like a controlled mischief, you know? Like, Jack is fine to like scare the shit out of people. But I feel like Oogie Boogie is the type that would do a lot more malicious shit.
He's also kind of a creep. Like you saw how he reacted to that leg.
Yes, he is definitely a creep.
He's a total horn dog. He saw that leg and immediately forgot about torturing Santa.
Yeah, though, so the kids go on their way to go kidnap Santa Claus.
And then I get the Easter Bunny instead. Oh no, we already did that.
Yeah, they get the Easter Bunny instead, who seems particularly traumatized, by the way.
And then the one of the retard NPCs is like, Bunny!
Bunny! Scooby-Doo, what's your assessment? Bunny!
But yeah, the Easter Bunny is fucking scared shitless. I want to know what these little shits did to him.
Also, I love how the Easter Bunny in this movie is literally just a rabbit. Like, it's not like talking or anything. It's just a rabbit with chocolate.
Also, he says to them, take him home and apologize. Like, Jack's like, no, we don't want to step on anyone of our holiday's toes.
Yeah, we're only fucking with Christmas here. Easter's its own thing. I don't have any interest in eggs.
Easter will be a victim next
what that
year.
Is. Yeah, I don't even know what Easter is. Yeah. Back to next autistic obsession.
Yeah. If they ever made the Nightmare Before Easter, the sequel no one asked for. But and then after he sends the kids on their way again, what happens next? I forget.
Rangi?
Sorry, I got pinged somewhere and I was looking at it. But yeah, what was that?
So what happens next? I forget like what's the next scene after this?
I believe it's just them doing the fixing up different toys. Oh, it's it's the professor is doing stuff to plan his new person, and then you cut to the Halloween town trying to be Christmas.
Oh yeah, yeah. The juxtaposition between the two towns preparing for Christmas, they go into the box and then like that's the elf putting in the toy, and then like the monster pulling out like the creepy stuff, right? Like the transition between the two towns and the juxtaposition between those two towns was really well done in that scene.
Yeah, yeah, because you've seen like how the Christmas people are preparing it in the scene before when Jack went to Christmas Town, and now you're
Yeah,
seeing like
but now
the
it's like ping
yeah,
ponging back and
just
forth
the
between the two.
like complete misunderstanding Halloween Town has for this.
Yes, it's
Where
pretty comedic.
they're essentially still doing Halloween shit. It's just they're doing it while trying to be Christmassy.
Yeah, they're just putting a Christmas spin onto their normal Halloween shenanigans. And it seems Jack kind of understands they're doing it wrong because he like talks to a couple of them and gives them suggestions on how to do better. He's like,
But
the
then
dead
his
turtle, get
suggestions
a
aren't
live
any
one.
better. Yeah,
Well, I
his
mean, actually,
suggestions aren't any better. It's like instead of a rat, how about you use a bat?
well, yeah, but the one that actually
Yeah.
was better was that like instead of giving the kid a dead turtle, give him a live one. I'm like, yep, that would be
No,
that would
no,
be better.
that's not what he says. He
Oh, it's
says,
not what he
"Don't give
says.
him something dead." Don't. This says he basically says this turtle's been dead too long. You need to give him something fresh.
Oh, something recently dead.
Yeah, it's been dead for too long. Try something fresher.
Oh, I assumed he meant a living animal, so
Yeah, I
I
thought he
misread
meant a
that.
living as well.
Oh, this is the funny thing. You can interpret it either way, but I interpret it as just a fresher dead
Well,
animal.
that's the funnier interpretation, and actually probably the one that's more in line with the other suggestion. So that's actually probably how you're supposed to read that.
Yeah, because the thing about it is Jack is kind of peak Dunning Kruger when it comes to this Halloween stuff.
What?
You know what the Dunning Kruger effect is? There's a
Maybe
point where you know about a thing, uh, just enough to know the very basics, and you think you know everything.
Yeah, I think I've heard about it before. So I guess I've Dunning-Kruger effect, the Dunning-Kruger effect. Did I do that right?
Yeah, let me. I'll probably get a better definition of it. The tendency of people with low ability in specific area to give overly positive assessments of this ability.
I said no. You just completely gave me a different definition.
Well, yeah, I was going off memory, but yeah, basically, so the idea is you don't know the correct way, and so you have a complete misunderstanding of the correct way because your knowledge is limited, and so you think something that's actually a terrible representation is perfect and absolutely correct because you don't know what you don't know. You don't know that you don't. Yeah, you don't know that you don't know enough about the thing.
Well, then, what are we going to Socrates now? Like the wise man knows that he knows nothing. That's the only thing he knows.
That's you could kind of tie that in, but the idea is you think you know so little about the thing that you think you know everything.
So we're doing the bell curve right now. The
Yes,
bell curve
the bell curve is a better explanation. Yeah, that's essentially
because
what Dunning Kruger is.
Both Socrates and Jack would probably have the same assessment because Jack thinks he knows it, but he doesn't, and Socrates knows that he doesn't know it, and then there's the people in the middle who think, wait, now I might be
Well,
messing up.
no. Jack is the person in the middle. Everybody else knows they
Yes,
don't
everyone
know it.
else, you're right, you're right. Everyone else in Halloween Town is the person on the left. Jack is in the middle, and then Socrates would be on the right. And this
Yeah, Santa Claus is on the right.
Yes, Santa Claus instead of Socrates. Although I'm mixing too many. We're mixing three different like
Yes,
philosophical
I'd
scientific
imagine
terms
this
right now.
analogy is already confusing enough.
Yeah,
It's just like
I'm
what the
lost.
fuck. Lulu's like, shit, man. I didn't think this was gonna be a psychology philosophy lesson right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the movie. Yeah, they prepare all the all the stuff. They're both getting ready for Christmas in their own way, and then what happens next?
You also get the previous scene you got basically Oogie Boogie silhouetted for like being curious about the Santa Claus thing, but then after that, you got the thing of Jack not knowing anywhere near enough, and Jack also asks Sally to make his outfit for Christmas, and he's also trying to teach the band how to play the Christmas song, and it's very clearly not right.
Which is funny because when they do the Christmas mission, I guess you could call it, right? They try to pull it off. The band is the only part who did the role like good enough, right? Like it sounds like Christmas music. But you could still tell there's still the Halloween undertones to it, but
they're using basically the wrong types of instruments and the wrong frequency where there's a creepy undertone to it.
Yeah, but I think it passes the smell test though. Like if you were to play this at like a Christmas party, I think people wouldn't look that into it.
Right.
But
but you get after that you get the Halloween people not really understanding Christmas and trying to do the thing. And Jack kind of is trying to give them advice, and his advice is absolutely shit.
Yeah.
Because Jack is also like praising stuff that's obviously wrong. And you get the kids actually abducting Santa Claus, and one of the things I kind of like about this scene is in with Santa Claus, because you get the juxtaposition too here. But when you get the actual abduction of Santa Claus, Santa Claus is like, "Oh, very few children have been naughty," and then immediately goes to open the door for the trick or treater for Lock, Stock, and Barrel, who then abduct him, and they're obviously naughty children.
Yeah.
I like there's a clear joke set up there.
And then they take him right immediately to Jack, right?
Yeah, but after they abduct him, we get a scene of Sally once again trying to talk Jack out of this whole shit. And basically being like, she's basically being like, "This isn't you, this isn't right. We're not, whatever this is, we're not doing it correctly."
Yeah, and he just kind of like poo-poos all her concerns.
Yeah, not only does he do that, he's basically like, he is entirely into full autistic hobby mode. Where he's just like, no, this is the new me. I've reinvented myself. Essentially, is kind of the vibe I get out of it. Where he's almost like, yeah, I'm not the Pumpkin King anymore. I'm Sandy Claus now. And then Santa Claus arrives at Halloween Town, and Jack's kind of fanboying.
Well, yeah, because it's like the figurehead of his obsession, right? It's like you like, become like a huge Brandon Sanderson fan, and then you meet Brandon Sanderson. Like it's kind of like that kind of moment.
You abducted Brandon Sanderson, and now you're meeting
yes,
it.
yes, that's the better analogy. we will get
As you
Lulu
pull
to
him
read
out
a
of
book.
the sack you shoved him into, or you had your minions shove him into.
We're gonna get you to read a Sanderson book at some point, Lulu. Don't you wait.
Oh, really?
Don't you wait. Yeah.
All right.
Lulu's like,
I don't know. Does Lulu know how to read?
I don't think he
No.
does.
No, I don't. Alright, you're gonna have to teach me that too.
There was a South Park episode where they had to teach a guy how to read.
This is South Park episode for everything.
Yeah, because the single cop in the town didn't know how to read. Like he didn't know how to read people their Miranda rights because he can't read.
That's hilarious.
That's great.
But Yeah, so he fangirls over Santa for a bit, and then he was in the Sally scene, he was trying to figure out what was missing from the costume, and then he takes Santa's hat to complete it.
Yep.
Um. Oh man, I'm like drawing a blank how the scene plays out, even though I just watched it. What does like Santa's reaction? Santa doesn't get much to say, right? Like he only says a
Yeah,
couple
well,
things before he takes his hat.
Santa's almost like too bad. Basically, you gotta remember from the point of view of Santa, he's just coming out of sack. His vision, we get a actual POV shot for him, like from his point of view. He's just coming out of the sack. His vision is blurred.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
He's like
he's kind of, yeah, he's almost like, what the fuck's going on? And then by the time he even knows what's going on, he's already
put him
being
back in
like,
the sack. Yeah.
yeah, put it back in the sack.
And then they shove him down the chute.
Yeah, and then they take him to Oogie Boogie.
Yeah, and he's like, he's too
Because
fat to fit. And they're like, he can fit in a chimney, he can fit through the tube, and then they push him down into it.
the other funny thing is the children just have no loyalty whatsoever. They like immediately are going to sell out Jack.
And then
the funny thing
Oogie
is
Boogie later in the movie.
yeah, well, they had to have been selling out Oogie Boogie actively during the time too, you know, because they come in like a few minutes after Oogie Boogie's been defeated with the mayor, so they had to have been going and getting the mayor the whole time.
Yeah,
In the climate.
But and then the Oogie Boogie song. That's I think it might be my favorite.
The villain song, the mandatory villain song, and this is
Disney
probably
villain
like
songs hit hard, man. They're so good.
Especially
dude, the voice actor put like fucking his heart and soul into that song specifically.
Oh, yeah. Dude, this song, I think I might change my mind. I think this might just edge out. What is this?
I think the actor for Oogie Boogie just passed away not that long ago. Pretty sure.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing about the song, it's interesting too.
Oh yeah, he died this year.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh damn. F's in chat. F.
Yeah, Ken Page. Yeah, but yeah, he put his heart and soul into this, and literally soul, because he sang this with the that like southern Baptist kind of like New Orleans
it feels like a New Orleans
like a jazz singer. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Like the what's the villain from Princess and the Frog, right? Like it's
very similar played by Keith David. Yeah.
Yeah, so like it's a very similar vibe. Like they were going for like a New Orleans like witch doctor kind of thing, who I guess has a gambling addiction and a foot fetish, right?
The interesting.
He starts tickling the girl's toes.
I didn't know Oogie Boogie was fucking Quentin Tarantino. Okay.
Dude, did you when she like distracts him with the leg later in the movie, he like takes off her sock and like starts like tickling her foot.
What?
I definitely have a foot.
I didn't notice. I must have looked away at that.
How?
Scene.
They highlight it for like 5
noticed
seconds.
That.
Well, also I was setting up the stream, making a thumbnail. I was doing a bunch of shit while I was watching the movie.
Well, damn,
I literally wrote in my notes, "Oh no, he's into feet."
Oh no, bro.
This is the other thing though that's interesting. Oogie Boogie doesn't even seem to really understand what's going on. But remember, his reaction to seeing Santa Claus is like, it was the lyric
you're
joking me. You gotta be. This can't be the right guy.
He's like this fat old guy.
Yeah. Well, we don't know how much Oogie Boogie even knows about what's happening. We know that Oogie Boogie wants Jack's position, and we know that Oogie Boogie knows that Jack wanted this Santa Claus guy.
I thought it was implied that the 3 children like told him everything about Jack's plan.
But he's ancient. He's ugly. I don't know which is worse.
Yeah, but like the kids didn't know what Santa Claus was, right? Like they just knew that Jack wanted him, and Oogie Boogie wants him because Jack wanted him, and he wants to be Jack, so he takes a vested interest in Santa Claus because of Jack has an interest in
because
him. But then when he actually sees him, he's like, "You're joking. This is who Jack's obsessed with. Like my arch nemesis is obsessed with this guy. Like what's so
Yeah,
special about
yeah.
you?"
well, especially if you know what the Halloween Town values are, it's all about like being scary.
Yeah, it's a fat old guy with like weirdly skinny legs.
Yeah, Oogie Boogie's like, wait, what the fuck is Jack up to? What?
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
well, I guess
joking.
I'll
You're
kill this
joking.
guy.
Uh,
Yeah, well,
yeah,
so Jack is, or Oogie Boogie is very much the wannabe. He's he down to like his entire presentation. Uh, his entire presentation is trying to be larger than life. He's got all this like massive like kind of area facility thing for his home that has like all these traps and stuff that are like death traps and yeah. Not only that, you gotta remember, uh, basically Oogie Boogie is essentially just a hive mind of insects, but he like
yeah.
dresses himself up as this like big guy, like in the
He's the
set.
boogeyman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is the boogeyman, but you know what I mean. Like, yeah, I think there is definitely a green-eyed monster aspect to his design.
Well, he literally is a green monster.
Yeah,
Oh
like
yeah.
you know what I mean. Though I do think there was a degree they wanted to
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, there's a lot
reflect
of
jealousy.
jealousy that he has towards Jack. And I think a lot of his base is overcompensating for like Jack is so effortlessly able to do what he does that like he has to put on this like entire like song and dance routine to like show how
Yeah.
awesome he is, where in reality he's not all that, right? Jack effortlessly beats him later in the movie. Like
Well,
Yeah.
Oogie Boogie
he's
is basically the
overcompensating.
tough talk. Yeah, he's the tough talker. Yeah, everyone's
Yeah.
met a guy like this who
Yeah,
like he is
he's
that.
all bark no bite. Like as
Yeah,
Yeah.
soon as Jack
he's the guy.
comes,
He's
he
the
shits
guy
his
that
pants.
comes up and he's like, "Oh, you think you're tough? I'll whoop your ass. I'll take your ass down to a second. John, hold me back. Hold me back. I'm gonna beat this guy."
Yeah, then the guy turns around and he starts like trying to run the other way.
Yeah,
Oh my
the guy
god.
just like, glares at
He
him.
literally runs
Bruh.
away from Jack.
We
Like,
made the goal.
Wait, guys, we got a donation from Devin. He said, I want to hear the N word.
no.
Don't
Yeah,
worry.
there we
We're
go.
we're gonna call him the N word at the end of the stream, Devin. Don't you worry, buddy. Anyways, continue, sorry.
Yes.
um,
Good
what
job.
was I gonna say? Uh, I just um. Oh yeah, so yeah, the Oogie Boogie song is just. I mean, as much as we're shitting on him, he's got the showman part nailed. Like, it's a great song. Like the lighting is perfect. The song and dance routine is just like I said. It's my favorite song. I think it is.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just a
great.
lot of fun.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no. I think the presentation of this song is probably the best. Well, it's hard to say that because the presentation of the songs are all really good.
Oh yeah, they're all
Yeah.
really good. But if I had to pick a best one, it would probably be this one because of just how different it is than the rest of the movie, right? Like Halloween Town and
It's
Christmas
very
Town both have like their own looks to them, but this layer has its own look within Halloween Town, right? Like
well.
the neon lights and yeah, and
I
the
I I said it's very much representative of who Oogie Boogie is. He is the type that does is he's trying to put on a show. He's trying to be larger than he actually is. He's going over the top, and this has the most over the top visuals of any of the songs. Like
yeah,
it has all the neon. It has all the like different death
Colorful. Yeah.
traps.
Very it's
Yeah,
the
it has
best
all the
visually
colorful
looking
stuff.
song. Yeah.
Yeah, and well, because it is literally just Oogie Boogie's trying to sell it to you.
Yeah.
He's trying to sell it to you.
it's the Megamind thing, right? Like you lack presentation, and then he like goes off.
You know what, Iron? We need to add Megamind to the roster, I think.
Oh, that's definitely one I would love to cover. What?
Rangi, have you not seen Megamind?
No, I've seen it twice. I haven't seen it.
I literally watch Megamind once a year, or like twice a year.
I've seen it like 3 or 4 times.
I've only seen it twice.
I love Megamind.
It's one of the best animated movies.
So I didn't appreciate it the first time because I was a kid. I was kind of a teenager, so I was kind of trying to.
That's the worst age to watch that at.
Yeah, I was in that cringe, but it's funny.
You think you're like too good for it, kind of thing.
Yeah, that was my cringe mentality. I was a embarrassed closeted weeb when I was a teenager.
Closeted weeb.
Yes. So basically, my view was.
Remember when he was going through that stage? It was actually like people got made fun of for being like in the anime.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
like anime's cool now.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, or at least it's socially acceptable enough that somebody can be like in high school and openly a weeb, and it's fine.
It's like honestly, it's like borderline like the cool thing to be into now. Like with Gen Alpha and stuff. Like it's like being a weeb is like popular.
Yeah, and this is the thing too. Is I got this mentality like oh, I like these animated movies, but I was embarrassed that I liked them, and that and same with like anime. So it would be like I would like when I was interacting with anyone, whether it was like family and friends or like people in the world, I'd just pretend I didn't care as much. I was like, oh, it's okay, I guess.
Yeah.
And basically, I'd watch anime in secret. Homelander couldn't have gotten that I was an anime fan out of
it's
me.
Like that. It's like that meme where it's like, son, what are you doing in there? Drugs. I'm masturbating.
Yeah.
Then eventually, when I got into college, I just realized that whole mentality was really cringe, and that's like, no, I like this stuff. I want to own this physically. But I don't care what people think about it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of when I watched Megamind the second time was when I was in that mentality where it was like, oh, okay, no, this is a very good movie. It was probably about a year ago, so I'm probably about due for putting it on the schedule so that we can watch it eventually.
Yeah, we'll do that. But back to the movie. And after the Oogie Boogie song is Jack getting ready to get on the sleigh, right? That's what's next.
Yeah.
And then he has a Rudolph moment where his dog Zero is like, I can light up this, or it's like, oh,
wait, well,
Zero,
Sally specifically. Wait, I was about to step away, but Sally specifically put something in the well that causes the fog. Sally is actively sabotaging now.
Yeah. I actually was ordering food during that scene, so I didn't catch that, but now that makes sense. Yeah, so yeah, she tries to sabotage the plan because she doesn't agree with all this. And then
she knows it'll end badly.
Yeah, then they have their Rudolph moment, which is I guess kind of a payoff because he reads the Rudolph story earlier in the movie, so it's set up payoff. And then his dog Zero has the red glowing nose, so that's his Rudolph. And then he has just like random skeleton reindeer, and like they're not named, I don't think. But anyway, he takes off. He delivers the presents, and then that little kid he interacts with takes it a lot better than I thought he would. Like I was expecting him to scream. He just kind of like nods his head a little bit.
Because Santa Claus is clearly fucking undead.
Yeah, this is like he's like Santa, and he like turns around and it's like a skeleton, and like the kid's just like kind of like too stunned to speak. And then when he shows the parents what's in the box, have you seen Seven?
No, but that's the next movie on my list because I was doing the the Fincher trilogy, Fight Club, Zodiac 7, which is funny because I've been watching them backwards. Like I watched Zodiac and then I watched Fight Club and then I'm gonna watch 7, which I should have done, and I should have done the opposite of that.
All right, well, you ruined my joke. I'm not gonna spoil anything.
So
anyway,
my bad.
yeah, the parents' reaction to the shrunken head was really funny. That had me chuckling. And then he just goes around from house to house delivering all the creepy crawly presents, and then the scene where everyone keeps calling the police is really funny. He's just like answering all the different phones, and that was funny too. And then they call the military on his ass. It's literally just turned into a GTA mission. His like level just kept going up.
Yeah, he got 5 stars.
Yeah, then they literally shot him out of the sky.
Yeah.
What's that movie reference from? Like, shoot that man like out of the sky. Like, what is that from?
I don't know, but I know what you mean.
It's like, shoot that whatever out of the sky, right? Like,
Star Wars. I feel like Kylo Ren said that.
No, he said the more. I want every blaster we have on him, right? Like that was that one. But I feel like maybe it was Kylo Ren. Oh wait, you're right. It was shoot that piece of junk out of the sky.
Oh yeah, blow that piece of junk out of the sky. Yeah.
You're right. It was
I knew it. Yeah.
I was just thinking of the
more. I was gonna say, Jake Gyllenhaal. He's like, fire all the drones now.
Yeah, so they just blast them out of the sky, and then everyone reacts in the town like, "Oh no, Jack is dead! Jack is dead!" They're all like, which is funny because I feel like they actually reacted more to him going missing than him dying. I don't know, maybe that was just me. Yeah. I feel like the reaction to him being missing was stronger than him. He was literally dead.
Can they die though? Like, can they die?
Yeah, we had this discussion. I don't know. I mean, it looks like they killed Oogie Boogie, but like, will he just like respawn? They're already all undead. Like,
I don't know.
mean, like, it could be just Beetlejuice logic where you can kill someone twice.
Right. Well, Beetlejuice is kind of little different, I think, because that's like.
Well, he's an exception in general. Like, he operates differently than everyone else in that world, undead world does, because he's like, he's not undead. I don't think he's like a demon, right? So like, he's like, his rule sets are a bit differently, but even he can die twice, right? Like his ex-wife was going to permanently kill him. She got her hands on him.
Yeah.
But you saw the second Beetlejuice, right?
No,
I didn't see the second Beetlejuice.
What? Oh, why are you agreeing with me? I was talking about the second movie.
Well, from what I've heard,
okay,
I've heard about the movie.
Yeah, she also was only in that movie.
I know that Unity watched it, and Unity told me it was really bad. I was supposed to watch it with Unity, but I fell asleep.
He's wrong. It's fine. It's basically its biggest issue is that there's too many plot lines in it, right? Because every individual plot line is intriguing, and all the actors are interesting. It's just that there's too much going on, so that everything kind of felt underwhelming in the end. But like,
I just found it boring.
Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice still killed it, right? Like, he's just as good as he was in the first one. He didn't miss a step going in this role. And you can tell he definitely cared a lot more than when he was playing Batman again, right? Like, even though I really enjoyed him in that movie because he's one of my favorite actors, you could tell he was phoning in the role.
In the Flash, he did not give a fuck.
Yeah. But so then we find out Jack's not dead, and he gives his last song in the movie, right? That's his last song in the movie.
Jack's last song?
Well, but he does.
Yeah.
He does we do get the song with him and Sally at the end, so it's not his last song. But also, with the funny thing with the Jack getting shot out of the sky, when we cut to Halloween Town, the mayor has the two-faced mayor has swapped positions. He's like, I knew this Christmas thing was a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
very
essentially
on-the-nose
entirely
political joke.
swapped over. Yeah, because he's the two-faced mayor. I like that they're very consistent. That's his character.
Yeah.
Also, just one thing I wanted to point out about the OBS is that me and Lulu's avatars are both looking at the snow globe, and then Rangi's avatar is just staring at the nutcracker.
Yeah.
I just thought that was funny. Anyway, and then was it this song you said was the most underrated song? Was the
Yeah, poor Jack. Yeah, no, because
It's a good one.
like I said, not only is it really good, but it's also kind of highlighting it's through this song, it's Jack like thinking about what he's done, realizing what he's done wrong, realizing where he went wrong, and realizing he's
He's gotta do to
essentially
fix it.
like, I was trying to do this, and I had fun with it. It was a lot of fun. I touched the sky.
Yeah,
For a
like
little while, it was a lot of fun. But
him realizing
But
like
fucked
he was
everything up.
Icarus and he flew too close and he got burned.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's basically like, I fucked everything up, and it feels very much interesting because a lot of movies just go to pursue pursue your interests. This is one of those movies that's like, maybe like sit and think and make sure this isn't like that you're not making a massive mistake and you're not fucking things up that you don't understand.
Also, I
like
think
that's
it's
a
funny.
large moral in the movie.
Oh yeah, I agree. But I think it's funny is that like him deciding to fix things was almost an afterthought. He was so obsessed with himself that he's like, oh, well, actually, yeah, I probably should fix all this, right? Like that's like
Yeah.
he's like, oh yeah, I like it
Oh
was kind
yeah.
of like it dawned on him that like he was so like worried about himself. He's like, oh wait, maybe I should like put things back to the way they were.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting too because this is also him just kind of fully realizing, and accepting himself, and he's like, uh, you know, oh, I felt like my old self again, and I've got some new ideas that's gonna really make them scream next Halloween.
Oh, and that's yeah, because this all wasn't for naught, right? Because this whole like debacle kind of reinvigorated his love for Halloween, and it's like kind of jarred his creative spark again. So like this is probably gonna sustain him for a while before he gets another midlife crisis. Like, what was I
Oh
gonna
yeah,
say? He'll probably eventually get another one because he's immortal, but like he's gonna be good for a while now.
yeah, he's fully realized and accepted, like, no, this is who I am. This is what I like to do.
Yeah, he's the
And there's
best at what he
nothing wrong
does.
with that.
What he does isn't pretty. You get that
Yeah.
reference? You do?
Swear I've heard it, but I don't remember off the top of my head where it's from.
It's Wolverine's catchphrase. I'm the best at what I do, but what I do isn't pretty, which funny enough applies to Jack in this movie. He's the best at Halloween, and his Halloween stuff isn't pretty. It's like scary and like gross.
Well, they specifically say that he scared people into an early grave in some of the songs, and he's like proud of that. Even when the mayor like gives the speech before he's like sets off to on the Christmas flight, it's like talking about like his previous exploits, like Reaper of Souls and stuff like that. Like, it's very clear. I think everybody else is kind of just indulging Jack. They're like, "Oh, this is an interesting kind of idea," but they haven't like seen any of the stuff Jack's seen. So for them, it's just all like weird, like conceptual stuff. And you actually get a payoff for that at the end of the movie.
I mean, might as well just say it now. We're at the end of the movie. There's 5 minutes left in the film.
Back what?
Yeah. This is where the point where you go to, Jack goes off to try to make things right. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Is there
mean, so
5 minutes
he
left in the movie?
he shows up to Oogie Boogie's lair.
Yep. Well, I'd also notice he goes into a what was it? It's like a random like crypt, and that's how he gets back to Halloween Town.
I
Yeah.
guess every grave just leaves the Halloween Town.
I guess.
But he might just know how to do that in general because like he goes to the real world every Halloween, but like he just comes back. I mean, it's like not too much different than how he normally gets back.
Yeah, it,
So
it might be the same thing. Like I'd imagine Santa can do this with Christmas Town.
yeah,
Yeah.
they probably all the holiday characters like know how to get back to their own town because they only visit the real world one day a year and then they just come back the
Then
same
they
way they
come
always
back.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so Jack comes back, and then like we said, he pretty effortlessly beats Oogie Boogie. It's almost comedic how effortless he does it. Um, I think
Well,
part of it is
it's
just he didn't
interesting
have the
too because this is the peak of Boogie's confidence. Because Boogie hears just before that the mayor giving the announcement that Jack's dead.
yeah, because oh yeah, it all swells to his head because the one person that scares him and that he thinks he can't beat is dead. So he's like, this town's mine essentially. He's getting rid of Santa and Sally, and he's gonna take over the town. And then Jack shows up and just completely puts all that to rest, and he kills him. Right? Like I mean, that's what he burns all the bugs and then Santa squashes the last one.
Well, the
Yeah.
interesting thing with Oogie Boogie too is, I think it's also very interesting that Oogie Boogie is putting on this front the whole time, and Jack's character journey is kind of accepting who he is.
Yeah, they're foils, right? Like
Yeah.
they it's the opposite, right? It's like Jack had the confidence, but he just kind of he lost his way, whereas Oogie Boogie never really found his way and was just putting
Yeah,
on a front.
Oogie Boogie has always been the second banana.
He's
Yeah, he's number
the
two.
sideshow.
He is the second
The side
scariest
hill.
person in town.
Yeah, and so the one person that scares him is the scariest person in town because he keeps trying to pretend he's not afraid, but every time Jack gets around his obstacles, he goes back to showing how afraid he actually is, and
Oh
he
yeah,
runs away every time
it's
Jack gets
interesting
close.
too how effortless getting around them is for Jack.
But yeah, because Jack's that guy. This is his realm essentially.
He's
Like a
him.
Yeah,
Jujutsu Kaisen reference. This is the whole Halloween town is his domain.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. What's interesting is with because I'm just looking at the scene again, and it's just like the you have the cards with the swords, and Jack just kind of jumps over them, and then you got the you get the guns, and Jack just jumps on top of them, and he's almost like dancing on top of them, and you have
Well,
Oogie
he's
Boogie.
emoting on his bitch
Meanwhile,
ass.
yeah, you have Oogie Boogie basically just trying to keep as much distance as he can.
Mhm. Yeah, and he gets more and more unraveled until he literally gets unraveled by Jack, which is it's a cool example of imagery showing like thematics, right? Like Boogie's front he was putting up was unraveling, and then it ends with Jack physically unraveling him and then killing him. So like that's kind of a cool visual way to show that.
Yeah, what's interesting with Santa Claus too, because this is like one of the few scenes that he gets, and he's just really annoyed at this whole thing. It's like I've got fucking work to do.
Yeah, because he's not the one having a midlife crisis, as you pointed out earlier. He's got his shit down packed, and all this was an annoying uh headache for him, right? Like he got
Yeah.
tortured, kidnapped, and his holiday ruined, and now he has to go fix it. Like he didn't learn any lessons here today. He was just all he had to do was clean up other people's messes. Like
Yep.
I mean, they obviously ended on like amicable terms, right? Like they wish each other their holidays, right? Like Santa says Happy Halloween and Jack says Merry Christmas, which was a lot of fun. But like Santa, this story's not about Santa. Santa's a static character in this entire movie for the limited amount of time he's in.
Right.
Yeah, and then Santa is here, basically just to fill the role of basically the uninvolved party that's kind of being screwed over, and that Jack has to fix things with.
Well, he's kind of the MacGuffin of the movie almost. Like he's like the thing they have to go get and then go save, right? Instead of an object, he's a person. But what was I gonna say?
Yeah. Well, especially because what's interesting is like when Jack is like saying like, I hope you can put things right," and then Santa does, without hesitation is like, "Of course I can. I'm Santa Claus."
Bitch, I'm Santa Claus. Like, what the fuck you think I am? He's like, this is, I'm that guy.
I like
right?
how
like,
he,
as much as
he.
Oh, go on, Lulu.
Sorry.
Oh, no, go on.
He flies away, implying that he could literally just escape at any point. I feel like
I do kind of like the idea of Santa just
no, because his hands were bound. He needs to cocaine tap his nose to get out. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But I think it was kind of also implied in that scene is like even though Jack is like the king of Halloween Town, like Santa is like the top dog of all the holidays, right? Like he's the most important of the holiday figureheads because like in every like holiday team up movie, he's usually the leader because he is the most recognizable mascot of any holiday, right? So like he's like the guy of any holiday figure.
I didn't get that impression from this movie. I think you're kind of reading in.
Yeah, I mean, I might have. I mean, I don't think that is the read you're necessarily supposed to take, but I also don't think that you can't take that read. Like, I think there's enough there to infer that if you want to.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can see what you mean. I think it brings in. I can see what you mean. I think it brings in too much outside stuff, if that makes sense.
Potentially. And then after that is it's a cool mixing of the "This Is Halloween" and "What's This," like the two songs.
Yeah, it's like a reprise.
Yeah, the remix.
Well, yeah, because this is kind of the payoff with all the Halloween characters, is that they do actually get to see kind of at least an element of what Jack saw that made him so excited. It's something new that they've never seen before.
Yeah, the snow. What's this? What's this? There's something in the air. Yeah. And then all that's left is that scene between Sally and Jack. So I was on the take that I think yeah. I was at the take that it was kind of underwhelming ending. I didn't really think there was a lot of chemistry or build up between those two characters. You had the opposite take, Rangi, right? Like you thought it was a pretty thematically relevant way to end the story. So Lulu, what is your take?
Thematic.
I think they just
you got two opposite approaches here.
I think
you got a middle ground this, or you're gonna pick a lane.
I think they just did it because it was like a wholesome note to end on. You know.
I think that's a large part of it. Like I think you could have ended it on the snow in Halloween Town.
Yeah.
And it would have been just as meaningful. But I also think this closes out the Sally plotline because the whole thing with Sally is she's kind of been this thing where she wants this change in her life, but she just hasn't had the courage to like pursue it. And the end is Jack kind of pursues it for her.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Jack kind of engages it because he now knows that she wants this. He's not opposed. He's not at least not opposed to it. He's at least willing to engage in it, and he's also kind of like, well, yeah, you are the person that kind of, kept me in check when everybody else was just willing to stroke my ego.
Yeah,
I think there's a level of that too.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a level of admiration for that quality that she displayed. That in a town full of yes men and Oogie Boogie, she was kind of like the third option that he appreciated, right? Like,
yeah, he
because the
got
only two
he
people,
got her actual opinion.
yeah, because the only two people who are willing to like defy Jack, if you want to use a word that's strong, is Oogie Boogie and Sally. But Oogie Boogie wants to do it
Yeah,
for selfish reasons, where Sally's actually doing it for somewhat selfish reasons. Like she likes him, right? That's a selfish reason, but she also wants what's best for him, which is selfless.
Yeah.
Um,
yeah,
yeah,
well, yeah,
yeah,
that's the thing.
Doesn't
Oogie Boogie opposes Jack because he wants to be Jack.
yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
It's literally they hate us because they ain't us, right? Like he's just a hater for hating's sake
Yeah.
kind of thing.
yeah,
But,
he's the rival,
yeah, he's not
essentially.
much of one because, as we can see from what was implied in the past and what is shown at the end of the movie, Jack can effortlessly deal with him at any given moment. Like he's not a threat
Right.
to Jack.
Yeah.
No, he's
Um,
definitely not.
it's like it reminds me of the Gojo moment where he's like, oh no, the not Gojo. I guess you could use that one too, but like the what's it called? It's, the bad guy. I'm drawing a blank. Sukuna, like where like he uses his domain,
Sakuna.
right? And he's like,
Yep.
yeah. So like either of those example works. Like basically Halloween Town's Jack's domain, and Boogie has his own little domain within that domain, and it pales in comparison.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also, yeah, we have the trick or treaters clearly just immediately sold out Oogie Boogie.
Yeah, because
Like,
they just do it for shits and giggles.
well, it
True.
almost feels like as soon as they realized Jack was alive, they're like, well, shit, we gotta get the bear because if Jack, if we don't, then Jack's gonna beat us because he knows that we
Yeah.
work with Oogie
You
Boogie.
gotta beat them black and green, right?
Yeah,
Hey,
But
Jack keeps his word in Kingdom Hearts, okay? He does beat him black and green.
that's awesome. But yeah, so the movie ends on the kiss, and then the credits roll. So, what was
yeah.
everyone's thoughts on the movie?
It's definitely one of
want to go
it's
first?
one of the best Halloween movies ever made. And it's
Yeah,
definitely one of the better Christmas movies ever made.
for sure.
That's a fair take. I do agree. There's more tough competition for Christmas than Halloween, but yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
would say
yeah,
is probably top 5 Halloween movies, top 10 Christmas movies. I would say.
yeah. Because
What about you, Lou?
I talked to Art because
Hmm.
Art of Almost is joining me for another stream here. I
Did the Akira
think
one
this
as well?
weekend. Kuro isn't. It's Boy that's joining that as well.
No,
But we were
yeah.
talking because we watched the movie that I'm reviewing this Sunday, and Nightmare Before Christmas came up because I brought up like uh basically he that movie we're watching got really
Hmm.
hyped up to him. Uh,
Hmm.
it's one of the few anime Christmas movies, and a lot of people said it's one of the best Christmas movies to him. And
Hmm.
we both watched it. He was somewhat disappointed, not because the movie wasn't good, but because like it got hyped up to him so much.
Gotcha. I feel like this is the movie that definitely lives up to the reputation, right? Like
Yeah,
this movie's
it
got a big reputation and it
yeah.
delivers.
This was in on our short list for movies that were much better than that movie. Like that movie was still good. It would still probably be in the top 15 at least, but this is obviously, you know,
Yeah.
probably
This
top
is
5.
probably this is yeah, right outside top 5. It's like I said, it would probably be like 3 or 4 for me for Halloween movies, and this would probably be
Uh,
like 6 or 7 for like Christmas movies.
what are your favorite Christmas movies? So I feel like
Die Hard.
Uh,
that
Gremlins.
John Wick. John Wick.
No, well, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Anyone who thinks otherwise is wrong. But
I think otherwise, but I understand why people say
I
it's
don't
a
know. I
Christmas
don't.
movie.
yeah, you see, right? You're just wrong, but it's okay. You're allowed to be wrong. Um, then Home Alone is another one. Christmas
Gremlins.
Vacation, A Christmas Story.
You
I
did
think
not just say.
Gremlins.
Oh,
Is fine.
Gremlins. Okay, I thought you said something else. Sorry.
I never really got
Gremlins is
into
good.
Gremlins as
It's a
much as
Wonderful
other
Life.
people. I've never seen that movie actually.
Am I psycho for saying I don't like Christmas movies?
Yes. See,
I like.
look, you're allowed to have
No,
wrong, you're allowed to have wrong opinions too.
There's
It's
this.
okay. You Randy,
There's
you're still
this.
having L's back to back. It's fine.
There's this movie called Violent Night that came out like 2 years ago, where
Oh, I actually really like that.
David Harbour played Santa
It's Die
Claus,
Hard,
and he killed
yeah,
people.
David Harper
Yeah.
is.
It was
Die Hard,
It
except
was
for John
literally
McClane
John
is
Wick
Santa.
with Santa. It was John Wick as Santa.
No, it's
I
Die Hard.
actually I go
They're
to
parodying Die Hard and Home Alone directly in those
Yeah,
movies.
there's
true,
another
true,
movie
yeah.
I go to that I go to before that because that movie didn't go far enough. Give me a second to remember what it was.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Violent Night. It's basically if Santa Claus was John McClane, and then
Yeah.
the little girl in that movie is just like lethal Kevin McAllister.
Yeah. I don't.
I preferred Fat Man to that movie.
Never heard of that.
Oh, it's a Mel Gibson Christmas movie.
Really interesting.
It's an
Check it out.
action movie, Santa Claus movie where Mel Gibson plays Santa Claus.
Interesting.
And the implication is that Santa Claus has done like fucking Spec Ops shit in between seasons.
Interesting.
I don't mind.
It's really funny.
I don't mind Elf, but I feel like Nightmare is like the only Christmas movie I actually really like.
That's
Pretty
understandable.
Pretty sure in South Park, Santa has like a special ops elf team at some point, and like they like break Jesus out of jail. I'm pretty sure that happens in it.
The red one copied South Park. Yeah, that's where they got their idea.
But
yeah, well, I might have to show you Fat Man because I remember really liking it, but I've only seen it once. So
yeah, we can add that to the list for sure.
maybe
Next year. Yeah. But yeah, so I guess we can start to wrap up now. This actually went on a lot longer than I thought it would because it's like an hour movie.
Yeah. I actually have something I wanted to say. Actually, two things I wanted to say.
Go ahead.
First of all, there's an episode of Gravity Falls titled Summer Ween where it's inspired by Nightmare, and there's like a villain. I don't remember if the villain had a name, but it's basically it was inspired by Oogie Boogie. It was like this like creature made out of like rotten candy, and it would like fucking like eat children and shit, and it was actually like kind of terrifying. And and then they made it like kind of wholesome where it was like the whole more of the story. It was like don't throw away like the candy you don't want, or like I don't know, some shit like that. It was a children's show, but I remember it just like being inspired by Oogie Boogie, and the design of the creatures like actually fucking terrifying, and it would just like consume people whole.
Yeah. What was the other thing?
The other thing I wanted to say is that I'm sorry for like taking like a back step this stream. It's just like when you've seen a movie so many times since fucking birth, like there's not really much to say, I feel like.
Yeah, but the audience doesn't know that, dummy.
Everyone's seen this movie, bro. Everyone's seen this movie.
Not everyone's seen this. My sister's never seen this movie.
Well, your sister is wrong.
Well, tell your sister she's a bitch. I don't know.
Oh no! We established women don't exist. They're fake.
Yes, that's right.
The Italians made them up just to gaslight us all.
Yeah, that's true. I can confirm as an Italian that we made up the myth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you made up this weird woman creature that doesn't exist, obviously.
Yeah, we
Yeah. It's
named
like
her Eve.
it's like Australian people, like they don't exist either.
Yeah, they don't. There's
True,
more down under.
Australia
Yeah.
doesn't exist.
Australians are great.
What was I gonna
Neither is
say? But
Belgium.
yeah, I mean, really, Rangi took the lead here on this one because I didn't take very good notes this time around. And I was also sick, so claps to Rangi for like walking us through the movie.
No,
Essentially,
you did decently, and like I said, I've been kind of stepping in and out, so to be fair. But
I'm just tired and hungry.
Overall, really good movie. It's always a season. It's a seasonal classic. It's one I watch every year.
Yep.
I'm gonna start adding that to my routine as a movie I watch every year because there's only one holiday movie I watch every year. You know which one it is?
Die Hard. South Park?
That one's close. I don't watch that one every year, but I do watch Die Hard. Die Hard's one I try to keep up with every year, but some years I miss it. But there is a holiday movie that I watch every year without fail.
South Park, the Christmas special.
Oh.
Oh, you know what? I actually like something they do every year on Doctor Who is they have a Christmas special, and there's like two specifically that I love like rewatching.
I know
because there's one.
Oh,
sorry.
I was gonna say I know which one Iron watches. Obviously, it's Home Alone 3.
No, it's the wrong holiday.
Wrong holiday.
The Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause.
No.
Also, I do like the Santa Claus movies.
It's not a Christmas movie, is what I'm trying to say. It's a holiday movie.
So it's a Halloween movie?
Groundhog Day?
Correct. It's Groundhog Day. I watch Groundhog Day every
year. That movie's good. I like it.
It's a top 5 movie for me of all time.
I don't like it that much, but it's good.
I mean, it's fair.
Part of the tradition has been to rewatch Spirited Away and Castle in the Sky during the Christmas season.
There you go. You know what my dad's movie he watches every year for Christmas? It's not a holiday movie.
Neither are the ones I watch. So.
Well, I know that's why it made me think of it. He watches A New Hope every year on Christmas Day because it reminds him of his childhood because like Star Wars came out around Christmas.
Imagine liking Star Wars.
I know, right?
You not like the original trilogy?
I actually hadn't seen the original trilogy until like 5 years ago.
I don't know. I haven't seen it since I was
Were you underwhelmed?
No. I liked it, but it's one of those things where I'd only ever like seen it in parts on TV. Other than I'd seen A New Hope fully before then, but then Empire I'd never seen, and then I'd caught parts of Last Jedi, or not Last Jedi.
What?
Return of the Jedi.
You need to fix that. You gotta watch like all 3 back to back.
I have since then, but
oh, okay.
Well, only within the last few years.
Yeah, I enjoy telling people my favorite Star Wars film is Rogue One because then they have a mental breakdown.
I like Rogue One.
Rogue One is the only acceptable answer from the Disney era. Like,
I don't know. There's something so like lovable about the movie.
It always feels like a DMD. It feels like a tabletop.
I haven't watched it, but I might because I know it's like about him.
Andor is literally Rogue One but better. It's like everything Rogue One does, just on steroids. It takes everything Rogue One did right and does it even better. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, Andor is really good. But yeah, Rogue One I've always seen as almost a tabletop gaming session. As far as like the characters and the stories go, that was like the narrative I approached it from. because I watched it with my D&D group.
I like that. Sometimes this doesn't always work, but Rogue One was created from a like literally one throwaway line in like fucking Return of the Jedi.
Well, I also
you
think
could
that
argue
also,
Attack of the Clones was the same way, right? Like there's a throwaway line in A New Hope about the clone army or the Clone Wars, and then that's how A New Hope got made.
True.
yeah, but yeah, as far as this movie, yeah, the only other thing I think that's worth bringing up with it is, well, obviously the Kingdom Hearts.
Okay. What about it?
But, yeah, what did you guys think of the do you think the Kingdom Hearts stuff takes place before or after this movie?
I never played the game.
It's
so.
Wait, you played Kingdom Hearts, Rengi? What the fuck?
I did. I played it growing up
Fucking
when it came out.
weird. No, I'm just kidding. I think it's implied that every it's kind of complicated because every world you go to, you either play out the movie with special stuff like, or not special stuff, but like, you know, inserting Sora, Donald, Goofy in there, or you just like the story takes place after the movie. So
yeah, that is kind of the vibe. It's either a like alternative sequel or it's just the movie again. And
yeah,
the Halloween Town area is neither, because the Halloween Town area is basically like probably one of the most original plot lines involving
yeah, like I think it takes place after the movie technically.
mhm.
I don't
So
know.
that means Oogie Boogie's not dead then.
True. No, the Heartless bring
Maybe.
him back to life after this.
Um, but no, I remember like the Beauty and the Beast one takes place after the movie, and I like, even though they kind of had to retcon the movie to like revert him back to the Beast, I like the story in there about like Sora trying to reunite. Um, what's her fucking name? Bella?
Yeah, it's Belle.
Yeah, trying to reunite Belle and the Beast. But
Yep.
something like in the main story has like split them apart and then like reverted him back to a beast and whatever. So
Gaston stole his girl.
yeah.
He got put in a chair and turned into the Beast.
Yeah, so just wrapping up the stream, I guess
Yeah.
I think we all really like this movie. I don't think there's any dissenters among that opinion.
Yep.
No.
Fortunately, all of us live. However, there is another obligation that's now made because we made the goal.
Oh yeah, Rangi, are you gonna not Rangi, Lulu? You gonna demonetize your channel now?
Oh, 1 second. I
Yeah.
just want to say hi onside. Welcome to the stream. We're literally ending the stream. You're like way too late, bro. Bro, Genesis, we ending the stream.
Sorry, but there's gonna be an entire VOD for you to watch. You should watch it and then watch it on my channel when I re-upload it.
Okay, calm down, buddy. Calm down.
And then
you can skip mine. You can skip mine. It's okay.
Yeah, you get.
Yeah, the look. Obviously, Irons is always like the worst of the three of us.
What?
Well, it has. To be fair, it has the least content. I usually cut out some of the unnecessarily long intros just to get right to the thing we're talking about.
The tangents.
Exactly.
No, I keep the later tangents in. I just
just the beginning.
People,
okay.
Yeah, people click off when you're not talking about the subject matter. So like, just to try to keep people engaged a bit longer.
I don't know.
I mean,
Sounds kind of gay to me.
some people do like the more natural opening though. So I mean, it's not like. Anyway,
I like just opening a stream, talk about random shit while we're waiting for people to come in. So
yeah,
no, there's
how
authenticity
I like it.
to that. There's definitely a merit to that. Anyway,
you guys
can
demonetize self promote if you want.
Oh yeah. You can find me at Iron Mandrill. I normally don't sound this terrible. Sick right now.
Bro, struggling.
Slightly,
don't
slightly less
lie to us.
ear grating, normally. But I'll have a couple videos coming out soon. Hopefully, I've been procrastinating a lot.
You
I've
do
been
call
busy.
him. You should call him senpai. Or the N word. Lulu's fine with either.
Don't worry. I'm going to, Devin. Don't worry. I'm going to.
But Iron Mandrill. I make decently good stuff. I mean, it's not the best stuff in the world, but I think it's fun and entertaining, and informative. So check it out if you want. There's my plug.
All right. So I'm Rangi Nui. You can find me at the YouTube channel Rangi Nui, which I assume is gonna be linked. Otherwise, I'll post a link in the chat just because I know you people are lazy and you know.
Dude, Lulu, you did it wrong again. More times.
It's auto set. It's auto it's auto set. To not work. Okay, I have to manually do it every time, bro.
Yeah, so there's my channel because I knew Lulu would fuck it up. I didn't even bother checking. I do video game streams and I do streams covering different anime stuff, whether it be movies or shows. My last stream was a couple of weeks ago covering the movie Akira with a friend of mine, and my next stream is actually going to be on Sunday covering the Christmas movie Tokyo Godfathers.
Interesting.
So yeah, tune in for that if you find me at all interesting, and if you don't, you also should tune in to me if you don't find me interesting.
You can hate watch my channel.
Yeah, we welcome all hate watchers. It only helps us out. So watch away. Leave as many nasty comments as you want.
We especially don't want you to I don't know, donate super chats insulting Lulu or Iron or me.
Yeah, totally.
That would be terrible.
That would be awful.
Horrible, in fact. We completely would hate if you did that.
All right, so now to end the stream, Lulu, you got one last obligation.
Iron, you're a